Is sustainability a business cost or a driver of future growth? Japan's leading companies are now openly debating this question, and their answers indicate that environmental action is increasingly viewed as essential. Welcome to ESG Japan Daily. I'm June. Today, we dive into the strategies of Casio, Kao, Mitsui Chemicals, and Ecomark, and explore how Japanese companies are reassessing sustainability from cost to value. First, let's look at Casio and its G-Shock brand. Casio sees sustainability not as an expense, but as a new kind of value. Shinji Saito from Casio's Timepiece division stated, "Environmental initiatives are something we must do eventually. If we don't, we won't survive. Customers won't even consider us." What does that mean in practice? Packaging redesign. Casio swapped petroleum plastics for recycled paper and molded pulp, even in its 40th anniversary G-Shock models, creating a premium, eco-friendly feel. Materials innovation, they're incorporating biomass plastics and recycled resins directly into watch components. Strategic shift. Since 2020, Casio has moved from product-focused design to a lifestyle-driven model, embedding sustainability into the identity of G-Shock. And here's the key. Casio measures sustainability costs holistically. A simple biomass resin G-Shock not only cut plastic use, it also expanded the brand's audience. The lesson: sustainability can create markets, not just expenses. Next is Kao Corporation, the household products giant behind brands in every Japanese home. Kao's ambition? To become waste negative by 2050, recycling more plastic than it consumes. Under its K27 management plan, it wants to be indispensable to a sustainable society. They've already made progress. 85% of soaps and detergents are now refillable. They've developed Eco-Peco bottles that crush easily for recycling. They're pioneering pouch-to-pouch horizontal recycling of refill packs. But here's the challenge. The system doesn't keep up. Kao pays more than 28 billion yen every year in recycling fees under Japan's container and packaging law. Yet no recycled resin currently meets the quality needed for Kao's main containers. So who bears the cost? Right now, almost entirely the brand owners. Kao's Masashi Yano argues this is unsustainable. Recycling must be a shared cost model. He even suggests a plastics tax on companies that don't recycle as a way to encourage recycling. Now let's turn to Mitsui Chemicals, a company addressing the problem at its source. The materials industry is responsible for 70% of Japan's industrial CO2 emissions. That means if you want to cut emissions, you have to start with chemicals, steel, and plastics. Mitsui is making changes by replacing petroleum-derived naphtha with biomass naphtha made from used cooking oil. Pyrolysis oil made from chemically recycled plastic waste. The result? Plastics that are chemically identical to petroleum-based ones, but sustainable. That means they can be used even in sensitive areas like food packaging or medical supplies. And consumers are ready. Mitsui's survey identified an eco-value segment, about 25% of consumers willing to pay more for eco-friendly products. Over 60% of them actively prefer items made from biomass or recycled plastics. The company also knows it's not just about the material, and it's about the story. Their long-life project with Can-Do, a 100 yen store, told consumers long-lasting products reduce waste. Using biomass plastics lessens guilt. Extending product life fixes more carbon for longer. By communicating the benefits of eco-products, Mitsui shows how sustainability can create new markets, not just new costs. No discussion of environmental value in Japan is complete without the Ecomark. Established in 1989, Ecomark is Japan's only Type 1 environmental label, and more than 80% of consumers recognize it. Over 54,000 products across 78 categories carry the label, from daily goods to electronics. The certification is adapting too. New standards in 2023 allow mass balance approaches for biomass plastics. In 2025, EcoMark will roll out certification for chemical recycling plants. And internationally, EcoMark is gaining recognition, from public procurement rules to Amazon's Climate Pledge-friendly program. Ryo Osawa from the EcoMark office summarized, "EcoMark isn't just a stamp, it's a trust signal, a way for companies to prove their claims and turn environmental features into brand value." When the panelists came together, the consensus was clear. Sustainability is increasingly seen as essential, but each industry sees the path differently. Mitsui Chemical's Matsunaga. Market creation depends on reallocating resources, even tapping into Japan's Y22 trillion advertising spend to fund consumer education. Kao's Yano. For daily goods, even a 10 yen price hike meets resistance. The procurement team must balance realism with ambition. EcoMark's Osawa. Certification costs money, but it builds credibility and prepares companies for global regulation. Casio's Saito. We don't do sustainability because it sells. We do it because if we don't, we won't survive. And the moderator, Yutaka Hara, closed with an example. A mid-sized paint company in Saitama developed a sustainable midnight green paint. Apple noticed, and CEO Tim Cook visited their factory. That single innovation turned environmental action into global brand value. So, is sustainability a cost or a source of value? The answer is both, but more importantly, it's now a requirement for business continuity. Costs are real: recycling infrastructure, consumer price sensitivity, supply chain investment. But the payoff is brand relevance, consumer trust, and entirely new markets. And the companies that embrace this shift, from Casio's Eco G-Shocks to Mitsui's biomass plastics to Kao's refill pouches, are showing that sustainability can offer future opportunities. And don't forget to subscribe to ESG Japan Daily for more stories on how Japan's companies are shaping the future of ESG. Now here's my question for you. If you were leading a company today, would you? A. Absorb the costs of sustainability and hope consumers reward you. B. Push for industry-wide collaboration and systemic change. C. Focus on storytelling and certification to turn sustainability into market value. Or D. Treat sustainability as survival. Do it because without it, your company won't exist? Which would you choose and why? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Thanks for watching ESG Japan Daily. I'm June. We'll be back tomorrow with more insights into how sustainability, society, and business shape Japan's future. See you then.